Hello everybody, this is Courtney and welcome back to my channel. So today I have something different for you guys. Instead of doing a speed build, I'm going to show you guys a tutorial on how to do a pass-through window between the kitchen and the dining room, or kitchen and living room, whatever you would like to do, but it's called a pass-through window. I didn't know what it was called until I did some research, but anyway, I'm going to show you guys how to do this. I've seen a few questions about it on Facebook and other things, so I thought it would be interesting to show you guys. So the first thing you're going to want to do is open up your cheat console. You can do this on PC and Mac, I think both, by hitting Control-Shift-C. Type in testing cheats on to turn your cheats on, make sure they're enabled, and then you're going to do bb.moveObjects on to get that move objects cheat on. It's very important to use that because it allows you to move items freely on the grid. And so here I'm going to post a picture. This is going to be our first example. So with this example, the easiest way to do this, to get this desired look, would be to use columns, and I'm only using base game in this tutorial. I would probably normally use the straight square ones that come with Get Together, but since I'm just using base game, these ones will have to do. But we're just going to place them right here and then one tile over so that there is a walkway in between, because that is what our reference photo is using. But the easiest way I have found to do a pass-through window is to use half walls. And so that's what we're going to do between the columns. So placing half walls here, you can place, any kind of half walls you want, whether they're the short ones or these ones here. I think the ones it gives you are about, counter height, so they work really well. I did just use one that was just a little bit taller, just because it gives it more of a finished look. I think it's not completely level with the counters there, but you can play around with it and decide which works best for you. And then to add a little more decorative things, you can add spandrels here. My options don't really match very well just because I am using base game, but you can play around, get something fancy or something not fancy. It's just kind of up to you, but that gives you this pass-through window looking kind of thing, and I think it looks pretty cool. I've done it in a few builds. It's really fun to play with. You can, play around with your options. There's a lot you can do with it. Okay, so with this next example, I'm going to show you guys how to do the pass-through window with island pieces, so that way your Sims can sit at the pass-through window, and so it gives more of a realistic vibe, I guess I would say. So the first thing we're going to want to do is delete the walls where you want the island pieces to go. I'm going to do 3, just because 2 seems a little bit too small, and then I'm going to make the room bigger because it just seems kind of weird that there's no place to walk through. So anyway, so you're going to find the matching islands, or whatever island you want to use, but I'm using the matching ones to this base game counter, and this is where you're going to want to use that move objects cheat. If you hold down the Alt key while you're moving an object, you can move it freely on the grid like this, and so it just gives you more options for where to place things more precisely. So see here, if we just set it down and where it snaps, it's not quite right, because if we were to draw the wall back, you'll see that it cuts the side sticks out more than we would want it to. Because when I'm doing this, I would just like the top piece to stick out, just like the island part where your Sims would sit under. So we're going to move it back. Just play around with it until until it's flush against the wall, or however you would like to have it. This is what I am showing you guys. This is how I would do it. So just the top, the counter top part would be the only thing that hangs over. And then the rest of your counters will snap. Apparently, I just noticed that before. I've had to move them each separately, but they all snapped where I had moved the first one, so that worked out just perfect. And then here I'm just going to close off the sides, or at least the one side. We're going to leave the other side open just so it looks more like a kitchen. It looks more like there's a walk-through area. But anyway, so now you can grab your bar stools. You can, I don't think regular chairs will snap to these. It has to be bar stools because I don't know why, but but that's the way it is. Anyway, so I'm just using these base game once again. So we could just leave it like this, but it doesn't really give us that pass-through that we want. So I'm going to close off this side here, put the entrance on the other side, the other wall of the kitchen. Just imagine it's there. But anyway, so we're going to add some, you cannot add spandrels unless you have a wall there. So with the islands placed here, you can draw walls through it. It won't delete them. And then you can add spandrels, you can add columns, you can add whatever you'd like. Here I'm just going to add the spandrels first. So we can add the spandrels here and then draw the walls in after. Otherwise you could break up the area by using columns and then just placing the spandrels on the certain part of the wall that you'd like. It just depends on how you want to do it. It's just kind of annoying sometimes to have to keep repainting the wall. But here we have our pass-through, our pass-through window. And just to finish it off, I usually add columns. Like I said, I normally use the get-together ones just because they're square and not super fancy. They're just kind of there. This looks kind of nice though. None of the browns match each other, so it's all up to you, but there's a lot of things you could do to just play around with this. But that is it for this tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys will have fun experimenting with creating your own pass-through windows. It's really fun just to play around with move objects and see what other things you can create. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Please give it a big thumbs up if you did, and subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye everybody.